Hey everyone, I'm Nadine and I design and run Revel Knits, which is a slow fashion knitwear brand. And today I'm going to show you how to make one of the most important basics in knitting, the purl stitch. So, what is the purl stitch? Think of it as the knit stitch's partner in crime. Together, knits and purls create most of the textures you see in hand knit fabrics, from smooth patterns like stockinette to, squishy ribs. At Ravel Knits, purl stitches are everywhere. For example, we added for texture to cups and collars. So before we dive in, make sure you already have about 10 stitches cast on using the long tail cast on method. And if you're not there yet, hit pause and check out my long tail cast on video, which is linked down below, and then come right back. So let's get started and do some knitting. Make sure you have 10 stitches already cast on and your work in your left hand, just like you would for knitting. Hold the empty needle in your right hand and let the working yarn come between the needles to the front of your work. The purl stitch is worked almost like a knit stitch in reverse. Your working yarn comes to the front and the needle moves toward you instead of away from you. Here are the steps for the purl stitch. Step 1. Bring the working yarn to the front, in front of the needle tips. Step 2. Insert the right needle into the first stitch on the left needle from right to left with the tip coming toward you through the front of the loop. Step 3. Wrap the yarn around the right needle in a counterclockwise direction, bringing it over and then under the needle tip. Step 4. Use the right needle to pull that new loop back through the stitch toward you. Step 5. Let the old stitch slide off the left needle so the new purl stitch now sits on the right needle. Let's do it again. Insert the right needle into the second stitch on the left needle. Wrap the yarn around the right needle in a counterclockwise motion. Use the right needle to pull the new loop back through the stitch towards you. Finally, let the old stitch slide off to the right needle. Repeat steps 1 to 5 across the row, keeping your yarn in front the whole time. If you purl every row, you'll get garter stitch. And if you alternate knit one row, purl one row, you'll get a stockinette fabric. One way I remember between the knit and the purl stitch: when doing the knit stitch, the right needle tip faces away from you. When doing the purl stitch, the right needle tip faces you. Basically, you knit away and purl towards. Another funny way I like to remember a purl stitch is with cats. When a cat likes you, it purrs toward you. FAQ 1. What is the difference between the knit and purl stitch? A knit stitch is the one that looks like a tiny V on your needle and in your fabric. When you hold your knitting so the smooth side is facing you, each stitch should look like two little legs meeting at the bottom. Those are your knit V's. If you turn your work and instead see bumps or horizontal bars sitting across the stitch, that's the purl side, not the knit side. Over time, your eye will start to recognize these V shapes instantly, which makes it much easier to read your knitting and know where you are in your pattern. FAQ 2. What is the needle facing direction for the knit and purl stitch? Now, hold the needle with all your stitches in your left hand and your empty right needle in your right hand. Make sure your working yarn is in the back of your work, on the side that's facing away from you. Your right needle tip should point slightly away from you and sit behind the left needle. From here, slide the right needle into the first stitch from front to back so it sneaks in behind that left needle tip. Notice how the right needle is behind the left needle. Wrap the yarn around the right needle, still keeping it in the back. Then pull that new loop through and let the old stitch drop off the left needle. For the purl stitch, first bring the working yarn to the front, facing you. Now, slip the right needle into the stitch where the end point of the needle faces you, coming in from right to left toward your body. Wrap the yarn around the tip of the right needle from front to back. Then push that new loop through the stitch and let the old stitch slide off the left needle. As you keep going, remember, yarn stays in front, needle tip points toward you, and you'll get a smooth row of purl bumps across your fabric. Then, if you want to go back to the knit stitch, move the yarn to the back and repeat the motion. FAQ 3. What can I create with the knit and purl stitch? With just the knit and purl stitch, you can build almost everything in your wardrobe. When you pair them in simple ways, you get basics like garter stitch and stockinette for smooth, clean fabrics that are perfect for sweaters, scarves, and blankets. Then you can start playing with texture. When you alternate knits and purls in the same row, you get rib stitch, which is what you're seeing on the cuffs of this rose sweater. It creates those stretchy, hugging edges. And if you follow a chart or a written sequence of knits and purls, you can create more technical stitch patterns. In this piece, that's the rose style stitch you see traveling across the fabric. If you're curious what's possible with just these two stitches, take a closer look at this sweater, which is my rose sweater. It's a very intricate sweater that builds on these foundations. Details are linked down below. In this purl video, you learned how to set up and move your hands differently from the knit stitch, so you can start shaping real fabric. With this motion under your belt, you can combine knits and purls to create fabrics like ribbing, which I showed you in the rose sweater, and lots of other textured patterns in upcoming projects. If this video was helpful, definitely give it a like and consider subscribing for more upcoming videos.